Welcome to BlackUSA.news morning show. I'm your host, William Honolulu Jr. Join us as we explore the news and opinions that impact our community. We break down how the major stories have a very personal, local, and racial impact. No topic is off limits, but even if the conversation gets rough, we're always going to keep it real. Greetings and salutations. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I was on backstage, and the button didn't get kicked. Lord, y'all can already tell what kind of show this is going to be. I am amped up to talk to my guest today, Nicole Murphy of Barter Black. But again, there's a whole part that I have to do beforehand. So let's try it again. Take two. Greetings and salutations, all my people out there in internet land. Hey Kim, this is William Honolulu Jr., and I have the privilege, nay, the honor of serving as the host of the BlackUSA.news morning show. Wow, today we're going to have some big fun. Today is Thursday, February 10th, 2022. Happy Black History Month, the 10th day of the Black History Month. And happy National Cream Cheese Brownie Day. It's like when you try to understand some of these observance days, it's like, they work, because I never even thought about a cream cheese brownie. I got some brownie mix upstairs. My mom, I stopped by my mom. That's so sad. I am a grown man saying I need to stop by my mom's house and get some cream cheese. When I'm gonna have to drive 50 minutes past like 2 dozen stores to go to my mama's house to get some. But somehow she picks. Okay. My mama always picks better stuff than me. Like, I don't know what it is. We go to the same places. We shop at, the stores are the same. She goes and either it tastes better, it's a better quality brand, or she paid less for it. And I'm like, how do we go to this? You know what? That's not even the topic. I could tie it in, but then that's me making a stretch about that being about bartering, blah, blah, blah. I apologize. Okay. So y'all, I'm off the rails today. I'm off the rails. I need to check and make sure that I took all my meds. I don't think I did. I gotta be honest. It feels unnatural. Yeah, but I'm excited. I am excited about today's show. And I think that's where it is, because we get an opportunity to talk about a lot about the intersection of all things: race, religion, money, society, culture. So I'm excited. Also, big shout out as always to the super producer Kyle Crazy Horse Morgan, who always holds us down, making sure that we know about the latest and greatest things that are going on all around the place. But you know what we have to do now? We got to thank the people to make sure that we continue to be able to do this and bring you all news and information that you can use. First shout out the gate today is Murphy, Falcon, and Murphy. Judge Murphy, he has been fighting for the rights of Black people for 3 decades easily. He has been not only an amazing jurist, but also a community advocate of the highest order. And so if you find yourself on the wrong side of some civil litigation, or if somebody has wronged you and you need to sue, make sure you give Murphy, Falcon, and Murphy a call. Or if you are looking to find some resources to change your community, they also do a lot of work and have an extensive network of people, funders, and things like that. So worst case scenario, you give Murphy, Falcon, and Murphy a call and they're not able to help you, but they can refer you to somebody who can. Best case scenario, you holler at them and they help you transform your life, make everything better. If you find yourself in a not too flattering position with the criminal justice system, you might want to give the warrior lawyer J. Wendell Gordon a call. They don't call him the warrior lawyer just because it rhymes. They call him because he actually fights for his clients. And you don't even got to believe me, because you could go Google him. This is one of those dudes you can just Google him, see what happens. And you will see the testimonies from his clients, other attorneys. If you have somebody and you have if you or someone you love need some criminal justice assistance, dealing with law enforcement, make sure you give the warrior lawyer a call. I can't say enough about the folks over at STEM City USA and Career Communications. They are doing some amazing things for Black people and ensuring that we don't get lost behind the digital divide. That is easy to happen, people. Let's not forget about it. because technology, we aren't prioritized with technology because people see it's easy to get money out of our communities without giving our communities anything. And since we did live in this quid pro quo economy, it is always what's in it for me. And so again, you see how I did that? That's kind of a little segue into bartering. Okay, but no, we're not there yet. We're not there. Okay. But you all know that we are the first, BlackUSA.news is the first organization to stream in the metaverse. And so we are so grateful for Dr. Tyrone Taborn and his staff over at STEM City USA. If you have not been, STEMCityUSA.com, go log on, take a look around the metaverse. Some really great attractions and some really great information is in there. So make sure you stop by STEMCityUSA.com. One of our newest sponsors, I Am Black Wall Street, a book by BlackUSA.news founder Donnie Glover, with a foreword by guess who? Judge William Billy Murphy Jr. This book takes a different look at Black Wall Street. A lot of the other pieces on Black Wall Street revolve around the tragedy, the destruction, and what was there and what got taken away, and the rebuilding and some of the things after. Donnie takes a really interesting approach to it, where he looks at how did Black Wall Street get created? Because again, if we start looking at Black Wall Street, and the reason that we know about it is because the horrors that have happened there, we now we would find ourselves in the position where our entire history is still defined by the horrors that have been visited upon us. He takes a different look. He starts at the beginning. Where did these Black people come from that moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma? What did they do? What drove them there? And it's a story of perseverance, innovation, and ingenuity. So if you get an opportunity, make sure you hit them up and get a copy of that. You can get it from BlackUSA.news, Amazon, or A-Books, I'm sorry. Now, Valentine's Day is coming up. Now, if you want to make sure that the person that you are valentining knows that you care about them, you could stop by Edible Arrangements and get them some delectable fruit. Now, if you know what you're doing, you'll get some delectable fruit covered in chocolate, white chocolate to be specific. And if you're thinking about me, it might be some pineapples covered in white chocolate, but it's whatever. But Edible Arrangements does a phenomenal job of ensuring that they have the highest quality fruit, and consistently too. Like I was talking to my mom about it yesterday. She was, she sees the show, so I have to tell her that, I say that they are consistent as she is. But Mama, I love you, and theirs isn't free. So you keep doing what you do, and I'll keep coming by the house and getting some of your delectable fruit. But when I'm ready to, that does not. I sound like a horrible person. Oh my God. I just realized but when I'm ready to spend money, I'll go to Edible Arrangements. Oh, you know what, Mom, I love you. This commercial for Edible Arrangements did not go the way I had intended. Edible Arrangements, you guys, I'm sorry. I have family issues that I probably need to work through. I'm being honest. I told you I don't keep it 100, but I keep it 85. When I spend money on fruit, and I'm looking to know I'm getting quality, I stop by Edible Arrangements. And now I talk too much, so now I think I'm gonna go buy my mama some Edible Arrangements. You know what, Mama? I got you. I know how we're gonna make this up. It's gonna be cool. I'm sorry. I love you. The Grinding Gang, that's my company. We help businesses and organizations scale and take their dreams to the next level. One of the things that we found is that a lot of times what happens with entrepreneurs, especially entrepreneurs of color, is that we get bombarded with so much information. Everybody we know has an opinion about our business. Every article we read tells us something that the other article we read before that said something different. And everybody talks about how much stuff we need, blah, 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 blah. But what I realized over the course of my career, about 20 some years doing this, is that while we have given entrepreneurs more information, we've not taken an opportunity to teach them what to do with it. So what ends up happening is that they just like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. They see all of the articles, and whichever one is either shinier, sounds what they believe, or something like that. That's the one. Okay, this is my business model. Or even worse, in some cases, they find a really smooth talking consultant who tells them what their business model should be. Yeah, it's like getting styled by somebody else for your wedding. It's like, okay, technically you could, but the more input you have in it, the more it will be an event or a business that actually reflects who you are. Hey, Brenda, how y'all doing today? Oh, and Nicole is here too. Oh, look at you. Look at everybody talking to each other all over the interwebs. Okay. So dang, I got all excited and stuff. Oh, my company. Yeah. So what we do is we help you all figure out what to do with that information, how to build not a business plan, because anybody can build a business plan, but what you need is a business system. Because if you don't have a business system, that means you have to be the key element in your business forever. You won't be able to hand it off to somebody because you won't know what you're doing. You'll be hiring somebody and say, hey, make this phone call. And when you do, if they say this, say that, and then think about whatever else I would have said, and then you do what I would have done. That's not even good instructions to anybody. So we help you develop a business system so you don't have to be the one doing your business all the time. You can spend more time working on your business than in your business. But when you want to celebrate business, if you want to impress somebody, especially again, because a lot of this has become about me. Let's be honest. They gave me a show and I have narcissistic tendencies, not a narcissist, but I have tendencies because I get excited about stuff, and especially when I know good stuff. So if you want to celebrate with me, you should probably take me to Darker Than Blue. Whew, make good. Between the salmon and y'all put me on that cowboy prime rib, Jesus. Make sure that I'm sorry, I'll get so excited. I'm salivating a little bit. Sorry. But aside from just the food being amazing, the issue is that the bigger thing for me is that these are people who are active in the community. These are people who support Black businesses, other Black businesses as well. It's one of the coolest things in Baltimore to see the tightness of the Black Food Network. You have people who would normally think about being competition. They have meetings at each other's restaurants. They bring their people to somebody else's restaurant. It's just beautiful to see. So big shout out to Darker Than Blue Grill. I'm trying to make sure I get my coin game up so that I can come visit you all again this weekend. I mean, I know y'all prices are reasonable, but my budget isn't. Oh, so yesterday we talked to Dr. Helen Holt about the Black agenda. That was an amazing conversation. If you were not here for that, please go back and check out the replay show on YouTube or on Facebook. It was a really great conversation. And tomorrow we will have an opportunity to talk to Sharon Devenish-Lead about the importance of personal and professional branding when you're growing your business. What did I tell you all? I bring you all amazing folk, don't I? Don't I? It just be You all have no idea how important and well, yes, you do. Let me stop saying that. You all are always on board. You all are always fam. Oh, hey Erica, how you doing? Um, so also want to let you all know that the free tickets for the Perfect Pitch Planning Program. That's what. Let me tell you about it.
Hi, my name is William Honolulu Jr., and I have the privilege of being the host of the BlackUSA.news morning show. BlackUSA.news has partnered with the DM Firm, The Grinding Gang, Be More News, and DM Global Marketing and PR Firm to bring you the Perfect Pitch Planning Program. The program will help business owners develop the skills to compete and present a detailed plan to open or grow a business. During the program, you will learn how to create an entrepreneurial mindset, how to clarify and communicate who your target customer is, how to design your business model to meet your customer's need, and how to create realistic financial projections. The first session will be held on February 19th from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you register by February 10th, you will receive an additional $50 discount. If you use the promo code BlackUSA.news, you will receive an extra 10% off. If you are ready to take your business to the next level and save some money, act now before prices rise. This program is sponsored by the book I Am Black Wall Street by Donnie Glover, with a foreword by the Honorable William Billy Murphy Jr.
There you go. You all want to make sure that you all are getting the information you need to get so that you can pitch your business to funders, to investors, to customers, and also to employees, and to know what you're doing. This is a really great opportunity. And shout out to the people who won tickets already. We will be talking to you, doing a highlight on the show. Big shout out to Harriet Tubman. Donnie was talking about him with Akio Evans, talking about her this morning with Akio Evans. And I was thinking, like, yo, what happened to the $20 bill? So I did some research, make sure that, because, under the Trump administration, they weren't too keen on the black lady being on the $20 bill. So Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary at the time, said, well, it'll be done in 2030 and we won't commit. I think, especially in the light of how batshit crazy people have gone. Oops, that was one. Sorry. Okay. All right. Hey, Shonda. Good morning. How crazy people have gone with this whole concept of a black woman being SCOTUS. That is it. We need to make sure that we normalize that black women were an important part of black history. That black women were innovative and changed the game. And so we need to make sure that we stay on the Biden administration to make sure that Harriet gets the honor and recognition she deserves. Speaking of black women who get the honor and recognition that they deserve, I want to give a big shout out to the 2002 class of the Citadel. The Citadel is a U.S. military academy in South Carolina. Yeah, absolutely, Erica. So the Citadel is a military academy in South Carolina, and these 7 women were the first graduates, first African American female women graduates of the Citadel. The Citadel before that time had never had a black female graduate. This was the class of 2002, and they had a ceremony this year to celebrate that that accomplishment. Because that is an accomplishment. This is Black history happening right now. Oh, right, Erica, South Carolina. That's right. That's you going with your bad self. And I just want to shout them out by name: Adrian, AJ Watson Crosby, Tashika Peaches Hudson Cannon, Dr. Renee E. Hippolyte, Natasha Mitchell Johnson, Jamie McLeod, Genevieve Hardney Marshall, and Lizwaner Shaw Peterson. And I'm sorry I butchered your last name. I tried it before I practiced and it still didn't work out right. But big shout out to these women. This is Black history being made right now. Like right now. Like these are real people that we can know. These are people who get read about. That is amazing. And I want to make sure that we take an opportunity to celebrate that. Because Black women, y'all are here doing some stuff. I see you. Okay. Speaking of amazing Black women, we have an opportunity today to talk to Nicole Murphy, Barter Black, Barter Black, the founder of Barter Black. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about Barter. Because again, you see how I'm managing my calm. One of the things that when you think about Barter, there's been some controversy over Barter because the founder, they call him the founder of modern economics, Adam Smith, he believed that bartering was a natural condition of humanity. And so that, that's the only way that goods and services could be exchanged. I have something, I give it to you before the advent of money. And that's been really controversial over the years, primarily because there's been no evidence of that. Anthropologists haven't really been able to find any kind of evidence of a structured quid pro quo kind of economy, because even that type of economy will require a marketplace for exchange. It will require a medium of exchange, how much things cost, because it is a more formal concept. And so that's why that's been so controversial. For me, I think the problem is a little more fundamental. I think the problem was that Adam Smith was a European. And he did what most Europeans back then, and if we're going to be honest now, still do. They assume that what they are experiencing is the pinnacle. What's up, Michael? How's it going? What they are experiencing is the pinnacle of the human experience. And so if where I am is what everybody else should aspire to be because I am enlightened, my condition must be the natural result because I reached humanity's ultimate expression. It is this idea of white exceptionalism that I think underlies his theory, and I agree with the opponents of that theory that it makes no sense. I agree that there is no that quid pro quo type of relationship, particularly for people of color, does not make sense. What does make more sense is the gift economy. And a lot of us understand the gift economy because if you look at the income rates and the wealth rates of our communities, Our survival literally does not make sense. It doesn't. When you have whole communities that make the average income, I think was like 15,000. One of the Baltimore neighborhoods we were looking at years ago, 15,000, no, 19,000 was their median income, with the median household size being 3. That is so far below poverty. But they survived. And it was like, how does this happen? A lot of it happens because of the gift economy. That is the normal state. Not even I believe. There's research on this. When you look back at times, and you can see many of us in African American communities can see this about like stuff that happens at church. That's a lot of that's where a lot of it, because I know there was a lot of times I used to love going to church, not necessarily for the word, because he knows my heart. I don't need to hear what you said, but I used to lunch, like the dinner after church. Oh, you knew you were getting fed. You know how much I paid? Whatever my parents put in the tithing, the collection plate, because it wasn't about the money. Everybody came together. You might, and everybody knew their role. Like my mama had some pretty broad ability to make things. People wanted specific things for her. But there were certain people like, oh, honey, you always make the potato salad. Nothing else, though. Your potato salad is amazing, but your greens suck. And it was this type of social engagement. We do this in many of our organizations and our civic things. And my belief is that the more the Europeans spread capitalism, the more wealth became concentrated, because wealth is now the priority. The more our communities became separated, because wealth is the priority. Especially when we are talking about where we go as a community, we don't have the actual dollars. Let's be honest. Again, this isn't me just talking about woe is us. There's statistics and data that talk about how underfunded Black businesses are. And so if we're going to fix that, maybe it's time that we go back to our roots. And part of that conversation is with our guest today, Miss Nicole Murphy of Barter Black. Hello, Nicole. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well.
Got me back here laughing and cracking up.
I told you beforehand, I have no idea what's going to happen today. I'm going to be honest.
It's so true about the potato salad, though. Only one person.
Yep.
No, nobody else try that.
and you don't even notice the people who are new to church or whatever, they would try stuff and it's like, oh, and like, oh, where's mine? It's like, oh, it's in the back. We saving it for later. She bought a lot of it, so we're gonna use hers first. And it's
that'll be last.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, all right. Oh, hey, Erica wants to know, where do they feed us at church? This is also one of the reasons that's a separate show about why Black churches ain't as relevant no more, because I think all the old ladies who knew how to cook, they have moved on to the counties and other places and they don't go as much. And so now it's like, oh yeah, I mean the word. Yeah, the word. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna come here for God. But is she gonna make an apple cobbler though?
Right.
All right, so we can talk about, so this is also part of the problem with having a morning show. I tend to forget to eat before the show, and so most of my metaphors and focus is on food. So I apologize for that happening to you this morning. But let's talk about, because you're here for a particular purpose.
Yes.
I barter black. And now you heard my lead in, right? About Adam Smith and this whole concept. Was I off? Was like, is this, are you, am I off? Tell the people about you and I barter black.
Yes, no, you were not off. I am Nicole Murphy, your Barter bestie and the founder and CEO of Barter Black. And Barter Black connects conscious Black entrepreneurs in order for them to leverage their experience, expertise through mutually beneficial barter relationships. So we want to make sure that it's mutually beneficial. And I know you can't see it, but my shirt say bartering does not mean free. That's not what we're doing here, but we are coming together to actually empower each other and make sure that our businesses succeed.
Okay, so one of the things which we give shout outs where they belong here, and I appreciate the fact that was a clearly well rehearsed 30-second that little pitch, that elevator pitch. No, and again we keep it. We don't keep it 100 here, but we will keep it 85 because 15% y'all don't need to know about, and 5% I'm trying to forget myself. But like that, and I want to make sure that we highlight stuff like that because Erica loves the shirt.
Thank you.
I want to make sure we highlight stuff like that because this is part of that branding piece. This is part about communicating your message. Because if you show up as like, yeah, we do barter stuff, and then we're not trying to, we're not trying to take nobody money, and that does not go well. That does not go well for your cause. So and so when I see good stuff, shout out good stuff because we don't do that enough in my very my not so humble opinion. There's not much that is humble about me or my opinions. So I'm just going to say that right now.
Appreciate it.
So talk to us a little bit more about how Barter Black works.
So if you've ever, which most of us have, gone on a Fiverr or Upwork, it's similar to that. And actually, we haven't launched yet. The app launches February the 19th. So you'll go on, you'll create, if you need a website for your business, you'll say, I need a website for my business, give all the details, deadlines. And once you submit that, it'll enter into our search and someone can apply to barter with you. You can have multiple offers for bartering in exchange for what someone else has in their business.
Okay. So one of the things that I know often happens with small businesses, because I've been doing consulting for a while, a long while. One of the things like when what the hell is happening? Okay. I was getting some feedback. Okay, I get nervous when the technology gets a little tricky. I'm like, because we've gone like a show and a half with no real glitches. So I'm like, okay, not this time, Lord, not this time, please and thank you. But there was a squirrel, so I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, right. For after a bunch of years doing this, and sometimes the number of years really throws me off because I'm like, wow, that is a lot of gray right there. But one of the challenges I always faced was that when doing business with a new entrepreneur who had a lot of ideas but not a lot of capital, is really offsetting the fact that like if I charge you and we create this wonderful business plan, this business system that really helps your business move forward, now you have less resources to barter. I mean, to really launch that business system. And so it really is a struggle for a lot of entrepreneurs. So thank you. Thank you very much because Eric is so funny. Thank you very much because this is really this is going to be a godsend for a lot of businesses. So one of the big questions though is how are you going to make sure that I'm not getting ripped off? So like if I need a website and I'm willing to exchange the design of a business system, and let's say normally that goes for $1,500, and how do I know I'm getting a $1,500 website in exchange?
Yeah. So when someone applies to barter with you on the website, if you need that website, they'll tell you how much, whatever. So say they say it's $1,500. So you'll be able to say, okay, I can exchange this in my business, and this is worth $1,500. Also on the site, and basically when you're on the site, you get to see who can offer you what. So you can accept whatever you don't have to accept it. Also, we don't require it on the platform, but we highly suggest a bartering agreement. So both parties are protected. So
absolutely, you better have a bartering agreement.
Yeah.
You know what? I apologize. We're just no. We gonna talk offline about this because I'll be damned. You're not gonna go in there with any of those agreements.
So we suggest them have a bartering agreement, and I actually have a Facebook group, Barter Black Network, where I put the bartering agreement.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I have a Facebook group, Barter Black Network.
Did you say? I'm hoping. I'm assuming that you did this since the last time you and I talked, and that's why I don't have an invitation to it. Because this whole conversation is about to take a turn. I'm going to let you know very quickly. Right. Even if that's not the truth, tell the people that's the truth. Tell them you did it since we talked. Okay.
It might have been. I don't know. It might have been.
I feel better now. I need validation, constant validation, please. Thank you.
Pretty sure. But we have over 600 people on the group.
Can I be one?
Yes, of course. Of course.
I want to be one.
Black Network, and they are bartering like crazy. But my point was,
I can't believe you didn't invite me. No, don't walk past this. Because do you see what you did now? Now we're stopping the show because I'm going online. No, you can go ahead and talk. That's just so disrespectful.
No, but I wanted to create the group before the app actually launched so people can get
Oh, that's
used
good
to
marketing. Oh
ordering
no,
and
again, you're doing
yeah.
best practices. This is really about my internal validation need and feeling left out and excluded.
I'm
Like, don't do
sorry.
that. Like,
I'm
clearly you
sorry.
don't. And you know what I realized? I understand now. You don't even watch the show regularly, because if you had watched the show regularly, you would know that I'm sensitive to stuff like that. So
Oh,
you don't
I
care,
got
honey.
that. I got that from the call. That was enough.
Okay, you know what? You know what? We're fine. I'm over it. I'm on the website. So okay, cool. We can get going. We can get going. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely suggest everyone, protect yourselves by signing a bartering agreement. So that's how we want to make sure that, people don't get ripped off. Also on the platform, once you do barter, we suggest people review people.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That way, that this person does barter and, they're good or they're bad, and we go from there.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Barter Black. You got 2,000? Is that 2,016 followers?
No, yeah, on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yes. We're growing.
Oh, this didn't happen since our conversation, y'all. You're not slick, y'all. No. You ain't get 216,000. I mean, okay. My God, when we get off, we are going to have a conversation. Oh, but you know what? You know what? I take that back. Okay, you good now, because I see that you're streaming the show, right? Okay. I'm
good now.
Okay. We okay. We still gonna have a conversation when we finish, though.
Okay.
But for the purposes of the show, we can move on. Okay.
Okay. Feel good.
All right. Go ahead. Yeah, you bartering. Yeah, talk about bartering.
Did you want me to continue?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Because again, you're streaming the show, so we're good. You go ahead and talk about whatever you want. Now I feel good.
So you asked about protecting yourselves. Those are the ways that you protect yourselves. And I do want to make note too that, how bartering can definitely help your business. It's a great way to build relationships with other businesses. It's a great lead generation. If someone barters with you, we want people to become clients after the bartering relationship. So we want things to continue on. And then we also, build those relationships, lead generation. And I mean, it's just a way to scale your business.
It not only is it a way to scale your business, but it also gives you an opportunity to get involved with people so that you can find out, do you even have a business? Because think about it this way. There are some challenge. One of the biggest challenges that I have found when people trying to barter. So like one of the things that I was trying to do with small businesses before is that, the reality was that many of the people I wanted to work with couldn't afford me.
Right.
So it was like, how do I navigate that space? So what I would do is I'd do a 3-prong exchange. So you do have to put up some cash. Let's not get it twisted, because what I've learned is if you don't put up especially because some of the programs they needed to do were like $30,000-$40,000. So like you got to put up something. Right. But what I would also do is to do a revenue sharing and a profit sharing agreement with them, and depending how I saw the businesses long term, to even reduce the cost enough to make it part of an investment in their business as well.
Right.
So and they was like, well, that seems really complicated. I was like, yeah, that's why they do it on Wall Street and not Main Street. Because the cash is to make sure that there's some good faith stuff, and I have costs. So that's one.
Yeah,
if I'm just doing a revenue sharing, then maybe I'm just spending raising expenses, suggesting raising expenses just so we can get revenue high so I can get a higher percentage. If I'm just doing profit sharing, it maybe I'm trying to keep expenses so low that it hurts the business long term just so I can keep the profit high.
Yeah.
And if I'm not doing equity, then I'm not caring about how long this business lasts after I get out of my contract. And so really reframing it so that they realize that it is what you are doing is creating a genuine community. Because when money isn't the object, now it literally has to be about relationship. There is no other currency in exchange. And guess what? You fuck me over. You screw me over in this type of relationship, and it reverberates around the community.
Yeah.
With cash, it doesn't. I mean, think about it. Donald Trump can do whatever he wants because he has enough people who are willing to write checks.
Yeah.
And in a very selfish and self-invested perspective, cash rules everything. Oh, go ahead, Erica. Cream, dollar bill, y'all. See, you may not understand it. Do you understand that reference? Because this might take a different turn again. Do you understand the cream reference?
No. Let's
You're
go.
a millennial, right? You're a millennial?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. So once upon a time, there was a group called the Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm-hmm.
And they made a song called Cash Rules Everything Around Me.
Oh, yeah.
Called Cream. Get the dollar bill, y'all. This moment in hip-hop history brought to you by BlackUSA.news. So that was the us older folk got a cool reference about the cash rules everything around me. Yeah. So I'm gonna after this, you've made me feel like I need Bengay or something. So I'm just gonna stop by the pharmacy after we finish this entire interview because now I don't feel good about myself again. You are really taking me on an emotional roller coaster.
That's okay. Let's go.
Oh, the funny part is you clearly you don't watch the show. No one ever says that it's okay to put me on an emotional roller coaster. Especially Don, because the sponsors are like, why does he keep cursing? Just like it's a great show, but make him stop. And then I'm like, so what are the things that I'm looking for? Let me put this out here real quick. It may be bartering. Let me find. So I'm looking for a sponsor who wants to help me create. And this is not a curse word because it's a Y and not an I. It's the Give a Shit Fund. So whenever I curse, my fines go in it and they match it, and then we donate it to charity. So anybody out here who wants to give a shit, not the SHIT, but the Y, so I could say that online, it's okay. So it's just something to think about. That's not really bartering. I need cash. So
yeah, you need cash. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, never mind. This wasn't an appropriate place to drop that. I realized that in retrospect.
The network might be interested, but it's not bartering.
Oh, you're so funny. Erica's hilarious. So, okay. So, one of the biggest issues, again, another one, we talked about this a little bit, is understanding the pricing. Are you amenable, or do you already have tools that help people figure out how much things cost? Because my experience has been that with a lot of entrepreneurs, that's one of the places that they feel trapped and challenged. It's like, how much should I charge? And so I know we've been doing workshops the last few months on things like how much should you charge, pricing or marketing and stuff like that. So do you all have that? Because if not, I'm a volunteer all of BlackUSA.news to support you on it.
You can definitely do that. But the people that are on the platform and in the group, we consider them expertise in their fields. So I'm assuming they know what.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's disrespectful. Don't do that. Okay. You're right.
We can definitely, get together because I do a Tuesday night session every week where I have a expert come in and teach the group about something. We did business credit.
I want to do it.
We do all of that. So we did standard operating procedures this week. So we'll definitely have you in the group.
All right, because again, what we do here is shameless self-promotion, because if you don't tell your story, who else is going to? Right. And by the way, I am one of the greatest to do it in business coaching and consulting. You should Google me. People should Google it and holla at. Yeah, it's important. Because one of the things that happens, again, like I talked about earlier about all of this information, I think I was doing it when I was doing the input about my business, is that there's a lot of information. And the reality is, again, we keep it 85. A lot of people pull their prices literally out of their butts. Figuratively. Let me take that back. Separate issue. That's a different show.
I was about to say that's a different show.
Hey, yo, Erica, you know what? Erica is trying to get back on here to talk about my mental health, and that's a different show, Erica. Different show. Okay, we're talking about barter. Oh, maybe we could barter mental health services because I can help you build your business. But one of the things that so talking about the issue around pricing is not only they pull it out, is that much of it is subjective, and you have to take into regional considerations and what it looks like. And so a lot of the pricing pressures for entrepreneurs come because they have no idea what they're doing, and they shouldn't. Like, you should not know how to do any of this. Why would you? It's like,
Right.
and we're more patient with like babies, which I don't understand. They're so not cool. They're cute, but that's genetics. But they're not cool. They can't really do anything. But we're like, oh, that's so cute. And then when they start to do stuff, then we get concerned. But just like we don't expect a baby to come out like dunking, but we somehow expect ourselves. Well, I'm a grown person. I should know how to make all of this money. It's like, why? When have you done this? And so what I have found is that you have a lot of people who have technical expertise, but business expertise is something different. It's kind of like if you have, I know people who are phenomenally good mathematicians, like my youngest son is phenomenally a gifted mathematician and physicist. My oldest son, but my youngest son, I don't think he could ever really be a full-fledged public school teacher, because it's cerebral. He will be he's an amazing tutor, but he doesn't do that long term. I don't understand why you don't understand.
Right.
He's compassionate, but he's so smart that at a certain point it's just like, oh,
Really?
I don't know. I mean, he's nice about it, but you do feel like it's like, so how much time have you put in studying this? It's like, oh wow, dog, like and it means no harm by it. He's trying to really figure out, like, okay, so if you only understand this and you've been studying for 2 hours, how much more time do I need to invest in you before you get up to snuff? And again, it just makes sense, but he doesn't understand that. I mean, you think I'm serious? My oldest son, not as gifted a mathematician, phenomenal math, but my standards are a little high because I am brilliant. Their mother's a genius, and they're smarter than us both.
Awesome.
But my oldest son is a phenomenal public school teacher, because that skill of teaching. So while my youngest son will beat him head to head in a math competition, my oldest son will be a teacher of the year or transforming these kids' lives, because it's a different skill set. And so that's what I find happens with a lot of business owners. They are phenomenal mathematicians, and because, especially when it comes easy to them, they're like, well, if I could just teach you, just put me in front of a classroom and I'll be like, X equals Y. And everything. Oh my God, it makes sense. Except that's not how it happens.
No, not at all.
Especially not with the voices. And so what I would, again, absolutely volunteering my services and Donnie's to support your efforts in helping people figure out how to do pricing. And best case scenario, they already knew the stuff we're going to talk about, and they'd be like, oh, well, hell, I'm good.
No, yeah, we'll definitely love to have you on. And I think a lot too is people don't know what to charge, and people are afraid to charge what they feel like they're worth too. Because I know, like when I started, my network and the people that surrounded me weren't really business people. And I was basing it off the people, the everyday life. So I'm like, okay, but I know they can only afford this much. So, but that's not how it's supposed to be.
It is not how it's supposed to be. So let's see. There's a couple of big warning to people in who are planning to do bartering. While culturally, the barter system, the more informal barter system is part of our culture as people of color. There's been a number of times where I've had if my dad used to buy parts, and my mom would fix dinner, and my uncle would come over and fix the car. I mean but that is not necessarily, because it's family, that's not necessarily a thing that you need to worry about. However, when the IRS, they do not believe in culture and community.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, as can you talk to us a little bit about how, if you are planning to seriously get involved in bartering as part of your business model, not just like, oh, I need a couple things here, but like a legitimate B2B exchange, how should you record that? Because when I don't mess with electricity or the IRS for both the same reasons. When they work, it's wonderful. Oh, but when they turn against you, bro.
Yeah, I don't mess with it either, because I'm not a tax expert, but you do have to report any bartering income on your taxes. You do have to give 1099s at the end of the year. And for that reason, since I'm not an expert, I do have in the group as well an expert.
Oh my God! Are you throwing more resources to the table for people to support their back?
Yes, who does? She does every Thursday. what is today, Thursday? Yeah, every Thursday at 1 p.m. she does a session inside the group. And last week she did how bartering can actually scale your business 6 to 7 figures. So definitely
I need to make sure I understand. This is
catch the
I don't know
replay.
why you keep bringing this back up. I remember we left the group thing. We left the group, and I appreciate this is good information for our people. But like, how you don't think I want to know how to do this? I'm trying to do all this stuff myself too, on my own. Even I'm out here in the wilderness trying to learn as I go. And you got all these resources. You got a whole person that comes every Thursday. I am so lucky. You know what? If we had this conversation yesterday, tomorrow you'd be like, "Oh, yesterday we had." And I'd be like, "Yo, again, again."
So today at 1 p.m. she'll be in the group talking tax and everything like that. Every Thursday at 1 p.m.
Can we go if we're not members of the group officially, or do we got to wait for you to approve as an admin or anything like that?
Yeah, you have to get approval. But so anyone who joins, I'll approve right after we get off this call.
Actually, I was about to tell you, you might want to just go ahead and get off this now and not get off, but like, we could take a commercial break. You know what? No, Donnie would not like. Never mind. Oh, you are so lucky. I'm not in charge. Oh,
yes. Yeah. So I know my assignment. I know what I'm good at. That right there. I'm not going to give advice on that, but I will give the resources and the person, that I suggest you talk to in order to do that. But you definitely need to report that income and file 1099s as well.
So I also want to give you props on being adept at managing more chaotic situations, because I'm fairly comfortable that this is probably not the standard types of interviews that you would have expected in the morning and stuff like that. But and that's the cool part. Honestly, I think that's one of the best parts about the show. None of us knows what happens until it goes live. Like there's shit written. Oh God, again, you got me worked up. It's actually like 5. There's a couple of you missed the beforehand.
Okay.
You understood the assignment?
I understood the assignment. The tax part is not my assignment.
But the other part of it too is again, I am so happy about this as a platform, because we often talk about the things that Black people don't have. Mm-hmm. We often talk about here we talk a lot about practical genius. And that's this idea that there is something that or something you may know that represents a sea change in other people's understanding. The example I often use is a friend of mine needed to borrow some money for her car payment. And back in the day, my mom had told me, you don't give money. Yeah, you don't lend money unless you can afford to not get it back. And so, I thought about because back then I used to go to the bars a lot. And so I thought about how many happy hours I would miss. I was like, okay, cool. I think it's like 4. And she's okay, cool. So loaned her the money. And I said, okay, cool. Just like after work, we can meet someplace. And she said, no, I need to make sure you understand. She explained to me her entire budget when child support was coming in, and she had 2 children with 2 different guys. She was telling me the likelihood, which one would pay when, what bills she had that could be paid late, which grace periods, and making sure that I understood that she was going to pay me back, because in her community, it's not, you don't loan it if you don't have it. It's, if I loan it to you, this is love, and I need it back. Right. This and the thing that struck me about this is this woman had, and I think it was like $150, a decent amount of money, but not like huge in the large scheme of things.
Right.
This was the same time that Enron was falling apart. WorldCom or Enron, one of them, I can't remember. One of those too big to fail banks. Mm-hmm. The smartest people in the top graduates from all the top business schools.
Yeah.
All work there.
Yeah.
People who intergenerational finance and wealth management worked there, and their company fell apart. And this woman had practical genius about her financial situation.
Yeah.
And so things like there's a young lady I know who I'm trying to convince her to come and do a segment on the show every once in a while, because she is the epitome of figuring it out. Like she calls me and a friend of mine is like, hey, yo, the government just released this program. This is the person. Don't call this office, call that office. And when I tell you, and I'm like, don't nobody get that money. She just got the federal government, I don't even know how, to spend $4,000 to replace her heater in her house.
Oh wow. Yeah, she needs a coaching program.
Right, but that's my thing. Like that's like $3,000, $4,000 on some paperwork.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons I love what you are doing about bartering, because where can you commercialize that? Excuse me, I can help you fill out applications, but I know a number of businesses that's one of the big things holding them back.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we have learned during this pandemic and subsequent economic collapse was that while the billionaires had convinced us, the billionaires and executives and the fancy folk had connected us, convinced us that they were necessary. When shit hit, when stuff hit the fan, it was the dude who stocked the shelves at the grocery store that I relied on for my life.
Right.
I didn't give a damn where Jeff Bezos was.
Right.
But Stanley, I need to make sure he was on at 6 o'clock, because ain't nobody gonna put the cans on the shelves themselves. And especially now that they got the electronic checkout I could do myself, I just need Stanley to show up. But what you are doing is that you are changing the game.
Thank you.
Like you're creating a whole level of real, consistent community.
Yeah.
And it changes the value system too. Like literally, we cannot take the same value system and mindset into bartering that we take to regular. Look, sitting over here like somebody's there. It's like I'm biting by myself. Like we take into regular commerce, because it requires. Because I don't need to trust you if you can't. Because as long as your cash clears.
Right. Right. Work with anybody.
But when I gotta hope that you are in business a long time, or long enough, or that when it's my turn to need, I come through and fix your car today, but I need you to make a cake for my daughter's birthday in 2 weeks, and you're like, oh no, I'm not free, bruh.
Right.
But what that means is, guess what? Now we communicate a lot more, because now I need to understand how much lead time do you need.
Right.
And honestly, now you're looking for discounts because we can be friends now, like legitimate friends. I ain't trying to just have business friends. We go happy hour because I got to pick up the check anyway. Oh yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I realize I love this show. It is so cathartic for me. Like there's so much of my own personal life I get to work through doing these things, and I appreciate you all coming on and being part of my group therapy. Like this is really big, but like community, like you are changing again, and I'm so grateful. Like so grateful.
Yeah, that's why I call it a network. It is a community, and you do have to build those relationships with people. So I'm excited to actually launch Barter Black. I know that it's going to be amazing for a lot of businesses. It already is. Businesses are bartering. And it's a way to scale your business, and it does like I said, it doesn't mean free, but it also doesn't mean that you're broke either, because if you barter with something, you can rechannel those funds somewhere else. So
absolutely,
it just opens up, the funds to be somewhere else. So definitely,
let me tell you, because I'm not even gonna hold personally the whole fact that I'm just finding out about the group and stuff now. So, but I'm trying to be down. I'm trying to get the grinding gang on. Aside from joining the Facebook group that I'm just recently finding out about, how else can I ensure that I can be part of? Because I'm excited. I was thinking about trying to start one of these with another client of mine. They were whack, and they didn't. And again, for me, this is a real big vibe issue. Like, because if we're just trying to move capitalism into barter, I don't want to do that. That's bull. Right. Like, that's why a lot of people who don't believe in bartering because they're incompatible concepts. Capitalism and bartering are incompatible concepts. Let's just be clear, because capitalism is about hoarding resources. Bartering, by definition, is about sharing. Yep. Oh, see, you know what? Stacy ain't even a part of it. And that's my friend. I done known Stacy for 30. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say how long, Stacy. I apologize. You better. Oh my God. Let me see if I can share the screen because, oh, you know what? I got.
Just typed it. It's Barter Black Network.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, Okay. Yeah. So Stacy, thank you, Stacy. Let's put it on up here. Thank you, Stacy. Barter Black Network. Go join that because that's important. That is really important that you go there. And also, hell, Stacy's amazing too. Like Stacy is one of the first people that I ever knew that talked about the relationship with Black people between money and business and emotion. And how our emotional wherewithal really guides how we engage business.
Right.
Because if you've had negative experience with cash flow in the past, oh, I ain't taking out no loans. If you've seen your parents and dad or hear everybody complaining, again, what do you do with all this information? It's like, oh my God, there's so much. And I remember Will Smith talks about it all the time. He will never go broke again.
Yeah.
And again, that is an emotional response, which emotions are part of your response. Let's not try to pretend. I hate when people say it needs to be business, not personal. So I need to not be me. So that's a computer program, bro. Because I pretty much. Oh, think with a shout out, man. When I tell you, forget a shout out. I apologize. Because I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna recruit Stacy to Barter Black Network because Stacy is amazing. She has been the chief marketing director and chief experience officer. Because when I say marketing director for the first time when she told me about her title, I didn't go so well for me. That didn't go so well. I remember now. I remember now. So she's the chief marketing, chief experience officer. You won't forget. Nope. That did not go well. So that's how she's right. That's how you program the brain. You yell at William enough, he's like, oh no, I remember now. But if you could get Stacy on there, not only Stacy's ability to do effective marketing and design is another example of the practical genius. Now, I'm not going to say it's because, she's naturally feisty and has a lot of opinions and stuff, because I can't wait till she gets on the show, because I gotta be honest. Okay, see, now you're part of then therapy issue. I'm a horrible friend. I am so horrible a friend, except in the clutch. In a clutch, in an emergency, this is the guy right here. Regular day-to-day communicating, contacting, it kind of sucks. But notwithstanding that, I have amazing friends, and Stacy's one of them. So if you could get her on there, exchanging resources and stuff like that,
say winning.
Yeah, she steps up. She steps up the caliber of the whole experience. Because then again, you have an experience.
I love it.
Wait, what happened? Horrible where? See, Erica, Erica, this is one of the things where you have people that pay actual attention to what you say. Because I don't. Like I told you before, like I get excited when I start the show because I don't know what's going to happen. It's like, okay, we're live. Let's see what happens. I listen to the music. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, literally, I've had situations where before the show, I'm a little down or whatever, and I hear the music is like, let's have some fun. And then after the music goes up, it's showtime. Yeah. So let's see. Do you feel like you've done enough shameless self-promotion? Do you feel like, because you need to do that's one of the purposes of being here. Do you feel like
I'm learning how to do that. I'm not really, that person to say, hey, I'm Nicole and I did this and I did this. But I'm I don't know. So let me tell you this. No, they're literally, the answer to that question is there is never enough shameless self-promotion. I know.
Especially, okay, so now we're going to the direction changing just a little bit, especially for you as a Black woman. And this is, I love this part because it feels so odd to say things about what Black women should do because it's a high risk maneuver. But one of the things is that my experience has been that you all are so amazing, but have been trained throughout life to, the bonnet issue. Mm-hmm. Make sure if you show up, because we teach you that you get one shot, maybe one shot.
Yeah.
And you better kill whatever it is you hit.
Yeah.
And you better save that shot until the end. This is not that place. The morning show, you better buckshot everything, rapid fire, bring multiple weapons. Hell, throw a couple grenades in this joint. Like, because especially because you're doing amazing things. Like, you have the opportunity to transform all of our community.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for you to set the stage and give people an opportunity to change the trajectory of their life,
Yeah. Yeah.
to
And that's
achieve a level of scale that they may have never even thought possible.
yeah.
I told you I was excited about that.
Yeah, that's definitely a weight that I'm like, okay, yeah, I have the opportunity to change, the way businesses move, the way they operate, the way they scale. And 2022 is definitely going to be that year. I want all of us to win too. I think someone just said that. I want all of us to win, and the only way we can do that is if we do it together. So we have to do it together. It's no if, ands, or buts about it. And we always talk about helping, Black owned businesses. It's time for Black owned businesses to help Black owned businesses. And the way we do that is normalizing bartering and helping each other grow and succeed.
You're disrespectful. You're disrespectful because you're not slick. You're not slick. You threw in the topic of a whole other show. In the last 30 seconds, we need to work with other Black owned businesses, because that brings up, how do we interact with other Black owned businesses? What are our expectations? How is it that I've gone to McDonald's hundreds of times and dozens of those got cold fries, but I still go back and they weren't polite enough at the Black owned business, and that's why I don't deal with them. So you're not, you're disrespectful.
It needs to be talked about, though.
Yeah, but you do it in the last 60 seconds.
It needs to be talked about.
I really did not expect you. Are you bartering disrespect today? Is that what we're doing?
But that's what bartering is all about. That's what my platform is all about. Businesses helping each other.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And we're contributing to their success. So
I realize what it is. I know what all of you people do. I realize what it is, because you all come from BSN. This is some Brian old stuff. I know what this is. You all have been taught that right at the end of the interview, say something significant or whatever, so you have to be brought back. I get it now. No. Game's up. Okay, Brian, I got you, bro. It's a really good tactic. I fell for it 5 times so far. And this is the 6th, but I'm gonna fall for it again because it actually works. Okay, you cool. So I'm gonna have you back. Now, see what you did to yourself? You did to yourself. Mm-hmm.
I'm with it.
That's what you say now. And as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna check the notifications. Because then, and I'm gonna let you know if I don't feel that my request to join has been honored in a timely manner.
It definitely will be. Okay,
I mean, you say that. Remember, you're coming back, so just go ahead and handle it.
I got you.
Nicole, thank you so much. You have been a wonderful guest and a great sport, and I'm looking forward to bringing you back so we can talk about after the launch.
Yes,
we can talk about how things have gone and how amazing the launch was. So thank you so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to the next time.
Thank you for having me, and I can't wait for the next time.
Yeah. A lot of people don't say that. That's okay.
Look, I need all the exposure.
Oh, I didn't. She was saying she needed all the exposure. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You need all the exposure. What?
You said people don't normally say that, but I need all the exposure I can get. I'm launching. I'm launching a major app, and then also, I'm sorry, I do want to say this.
Yeah.
With the Barter Black app, I need everyone possible to support this app in any way, in sharing, in subscribing, and anything you can do to support this app, because there are a lot of people right now that's not happy with me because
absolutely.
I'm launching this app. So I need your love, your everything, because the some of the messages is not nice, but that's okay.
Oh,
but yeah.
That's another story, but that actually fits into another portion of services that I have offered in the past that we need to talk about offline.
Okay, but yeah.
Yeah.
support, please,
Yeah,
because
I'll text you after this. So one, absolutely,
shaking
y'all
some
better you be
tables
out here
up.
supporting this. Share it anytime you see it, and actually,
Yep,
just do the same for Black USA News too. Like when I'm asking about it, shameless self promotion. Anytime you see anybody who has been on the show, anytime you see anybody, share it. If nothing else, click like, share, because
yep, something.
them algorithms, they be looking for us. And when
Yeah,
the app comes out, download it because that number goes up and that
yep,
helps. So like, come on, we gotta actually do this.
yep.
But see, again, you disrespectful whole of a show, and now you see, I get fined every 5 minutes, and it says there's two of them. All right, so now you might owe me more than just. And so next time the show you come back to, oh yeah, you it's gonna be fun. All right, Nicole, I will talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
All right. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are at the end of another amazing show. Had an opportunity to talk to Nicole Murphy, who's doing some amazing things and are really having opportunity to transform the black business experience. So make sure that you all check out Barter Black and support this woman that she is building for us. Whew. Again, another great show comes to a conclusion. And I am again so honored to be able to serve as the host of Black USA News Morning Show. We'll be black tomorrow.